I believe that people could have or will have a better life. Because even in the Bible it says that God has a plan for us. He had a plan for me. I mean, my plan was to play video games, like be a video game tester or do graphic designer. But instead I'm working with homeless people in the streets of Calgary, you know? And it's amazing that there's a plan that is a million times better than what we have for ourselves through our relationship with God. And so I've found that through this trip in Vancouver, I found a real sense of purpose in my life. It was no longer meaningless existence. The mission trip, I wasn't able to afford to go on, but it turned out that a youth worker who was working my life, her and a husband had felt like this God that asked her to put this money aside so I could go. So in turn, I realized that God did love me and did care enough to want to bring me on this trip because of how much my life was changed through it. I went to various different ministries and organizations that worked with homeless people. One of them was called Potter's Place, which was in Vancouver East Side. In the smack dab middle of East Hastings, where as we were walking into the church, there were people shooting drugs, and smoking crack, and it was really crazy because they were right in front of this church. We were going to be there to serve, basically food, and we were going to clean and also do worship. And for whatever reason, I got nominated to be on that worship team to sing, basically. And I'm a terrible singer. I don't know any songs because I didn't really grow up going to church or anything like that. And so I sang, and for that moment, for whatever reason, I had felt a sense of real joy in my life. It wasn't artificial like it was with drugs or alcohol, but was real, and I was like, I want this. I don't know what it is, but I need this in my life. And so I came back to Calgary, and I stopped doing drugs, stopped drinking, stopped doing all the things that I was doing, and started trying to find a way to help with the homeless population in Calgary. If there was no heaven or hell, would you still follow Jesus anyway? Would you still live that life, knowing that there's no ultimate whatever end to it, doesn't determine where you go? Would you still have that life? And for me, I would say yes, definitely. And so, yeah.